Alright, this time around we're going to take a look at the hurt state for Build-A-Game items. All tiles inside of Build-A-Game, if you can damage them, you can hurt them, you can destroy them, you can explode them, you can create fractures with them, you can regenerate them. In this example, what we're going to do is walk you through each one of those type. There are a lot of combinations like we've kind of looked at before with the platform. This is very similar, is that we're going to show you a handful of them, but the amount of combinations you can change and add to actually grows exponentially with it. So let's go ahead and press play on this one. We'll walk through each one of the type. I'll just kind of explain some of the features that are enabled, disabled on ones to give them different abilities and options. The first one here, first block that we've got, this is just going to be a quick hit, meaning that when you hit, it goes to different animations. This one goes from an idle to a hurt, but with it, you can actually do multiple hits at the same time. It also has a collider that just disabled after 2 seconds or 4 seconds, so that you could have something show and then disappear. You have a force that was applied to it as well that just kind of popped it off the ground. The next one, this isn't actually a quick hit. If I shoot twice, it only hits it once until the animation plays and the time allotted for the hurt is actually finished. This one, it goes through and goes to a die and then a die loop, but this time around, instead of blowing up and going off, it actually just gets disabled from rigid body and collider, so it stays on screen but allows you to still see it. The next one that we have right here, this is actually just going to be a message box that gets popped up in front of it, so you can have your hit point showing. All of these are actually physics based as well, so when we're turning things on and off, it's going to be disabling or showing things for it. This one actually goes to a die loop and then it fades out, and then it's completely gone from the scene at that point. The next one is actually a damage scale. So we're going to have it where it has a damage state 4. We'll go through all damage states, but this one's going to be a damage state 4, and then it goes straight to the point where it actually scales down on its die. So then you actually have a die state, but it also has the collider still on, but the physics turned off. And then this one, if you notice above, there's actually a counter right above here. So this is the health of this object right here. For this, it actually has a regenerate, so when you shoot it, you can actually see it counting back up for you. If you take it below 80, currently the 4 states on damage, this one's set for 20, 40, 60, 80. So if we take it below, we'll take it down here so you can see it. So now it's at damage idle 1, but once it hits back up to 80, it's regenerating itself and then fixes itself after that point. So now it's back up to the regular one. But you can also, I can go in and I can continue shooting this one, and this is also the delay on damage. So if you shoot multiple times, it's only going to affect it once it's ready to be affected. So we get it down to 7, we get it down to here, it dies, it has a little bit of a force push on it. Now at this point, this one actually has the rigid body still on it, and it has the collider still on it, so you can still make it an active part of your game. So then we go up to this spot. So just as for instance here, we have a triggering state, so that when you're on it, it's going to trigger enter, trigger stay, trigger exit, then an end and an idle. Well, if you're going across, just as an example here, we have 3 blocks going across, but the one in the middle doesn't do it, so we could go down and shoot across this one. And then what that does is go to our break state, and then notice the breakable pieces go to a fade state for that one. The one over to my right, when I shoot it, it's going to go to a break state, but the break pieces go into a scale mode and then scale away. Alright, we also have radial damage with it, so if you were to shoot and you're too close, or you want it to affect other objects around it, if I shoot this one, notice my character flashes red, letting me know I was also hit by it as well. It goes into a damage state for the player. The pieces, when they broke, they actually removed colliders, so that the collision would just simply allow it to fall through the floor. And then we have our last one right here, that when I shoot it, it's going to go to a state where it just simply blows up. Gravity is off, but it has a nice force going around it. So all of those, this is a very basic look at it, but there's a lot of great features available for you while you're setting up things to die or to go into damaged states or to get hurt or to regenerate. The breakable side of it, whether you want lots of pieces, single pieces, how those things all work together. So hopefully this was kind of just a good quick look for you, give you an idea of what all is involved with damaged states and what all you can do with it.